they broke up like literally right before the quarantine went down. And they were living together, and he had just found a place to move out and to live in before everything like just went straight to hell. And I think so often about how different our life would have been and how different, like, I don't know, even how different my life would be with her and him together, because she's my best friend. Like, I guess I just like worry what that life would have been like. And even though we're in COVID craziness, I'm like, ooh, there are so many other universes where things could have gone so much worse, right? A friend of mine that I know lost her virginity to a guy. The guy's girlfriend sent up my friends that it's, oh, I'm so sorry, that's terrible. You look gorgeous, Jane. Thank you, Patrick. I mean, threesomes can't give you coronavirus. Threesomes can't satisfy you sexually, but threesomes can inspire you sexually. Why not? Slimy, slice of life for the win. Yes, it's Prince. I don't know, I'm sorry, I called you Princess. It just like flows so well out of my, the princess I haven't found yet. In the meantime, I'm just working to be the best princess I can be. Oh, don't worry, you'll find a princess one day. And what is your skincare routine? Oh, good. These are the products that we use. So you can click on it right there. Thank you, Stream Elements. And this is where you can buy all those products. Go click those links, okay? The story of the bee and the snail, secrets of the frog and the scorpion. And communication is key. Just go look it up. Cozy it up under the COVID would be nice. I mean, I talked to Stretch finally. You guys know my friend Stretch. He's like an ex-boyfriend of mine, but we're more like childhood friends than like real ex-boyfriend and girlfriend. But he and I were just having such like a hard time, and it came again down to just like shit communication. My bad communication, his bad communication. A lot of like the story that I'm telling myself right now is that this, that, and the other thing, like a lot of assumptions. Relationships are too complicated. I love being single. Holy mother of God, I love being single. I love it. I love that when I come home, I don't have to tell anybody where I was. I love that when I walk out my door, I don't have to like let anybody know when I'm coming back. I love eating all of my food in my fridge. I love, this even sounds bad. So last night as I was getting into bed, Hannibal's like spread out in the center of the bed, and I was like, scoot, baby, scoot, a little bit, scoot. And I like scooted her a little bit, and then she just was like, it's too hot in the bed, which is true. So she went to sleep on the floor, and I was even like, yes. Not that I don't love sleeping with my dog. I love sleeping with my dog. But even last night, I was so grateful to stretch out and take the whole bed for myself. But then, the other side of this coin is, oh, this feels bad. Oh, this sucks. Okay. And this is such a hard conversation to have because it really triggers a lot of the boys in chat. So I'm going to start by saying I do not mean to trigger any of the boys in chat by what I'm about to say. I am speaking from my own personal experience, from my own history, and from my own perception of the world. So it is biased to me personally, and I'm not pretending that this is a global problem for everybody. But what I hate about being single is that every time as a single girl I go out and I walk around by myself, some motherfucker needs to try to get into my business. They're just like, there's an opportunity of a woman alone, I will shoot my shot, and it happens like, it never happens. It never happens if I'm walking with a guy, even if he's not my boyfriend. It's just like if you're walking with a guy, all of a sudden, it's like, as a woman, you're invisible, which is cool. But if you're walking with another girl, it's just like, oh shit. I'm nuts, dude. Grab the water. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to trigger everyone. There's like a lot of people who are like, nobody talks to you on the street, guys are not looking at you. They give me the article of like, what is it? There's like a Psychology Today article about people think that they're being stared at a lot more than they are in public. And like, yes, whatever. The reality is that, so on camera, I look pretty young. On camera, I look like I'm like in my 20s when I'm actually in my 30s. When I walk around outside, I look even younger because I'm also not a very big person. So like my face looks down on camera, but my body looks like very big and tall. So you think she's like, oh, she must be like 5'7", 5'9", maybe even. She's not. She ain't. No. 5'5" and a half. So like, kind of small. So people think that I'm even younger, and they see me walking around, and they think I'm young, and they think I'm all by myself, and then there's just like, how are you doing today, cutie? And it just sucks, because if it was just how are you doing today, it would be like, great, fine, how are you? But as soon as they add on like the how are you doing today, cutie, I'm like, oh, I can't reward this behavior now. I can't have an actual conversation with you because I'm setting a precedent that you're allowed to talk to me that way. And I don't want to set a precedent that you're allowed to talk to me that way. So I simply shan't. If you're walking with a male friend and he's constantly checking out other girls and commenting on them, is that bad? Most of my male friends are gay men, so they don't do that a lot. People regularly whistled at my girlfriend when I was walking around with her, and I think it's because I'm like average height and not very muscular. Oh God, oh damn. That spotlight is that, yeah. I'm pretty sure that they leave women alone if they're accompanied by a man, not because they're intimidated or anything, but because they think they don't have a shot because you aren't single. Yeah, of course. I mean, for whatever reason that there's like another guy there, maybe she's with him, maybe she's not. I think it might also have to be that, like, you might not even see a man and woman walking together. Like, if you just saw a man and woman walking together, I don't hold hands even with the men that I'm dating when I walk around. I'm not a big hand holder. I like sitting down and holding hands, but if we're walking and holding hands, it's like, I don't know, our gaits are not always the same, so sometimes there's like bobbing issues. I think it has more to do with if there's another guy with a girl, and a dude comes and like tries to hit on you. If you're by yourself and that man is humiliated by the attempt, it's not a big problem because whatever, he just humiliated himself in front of some dumb bitch who is probably not worth his time anyways. But if a man tries to hit on a woman in front of a guy and he humiliates himself in front of another guy, I think that is much more detrimental to any person's mental health. I'm just using the example of men and women. I'm thinking for myself that if I went to go like flirt with a guy and there was a girl with him and I fucked up, that would be so much more humiliating than if I went to go flirt with a guy and he was just by himself. I feel so happy every time you stream. Thank you. Are you talking about any guy who approaches a woman, or is it just obnoxious ones? Just the obnoxious ones. I've been approached by guys and they've done it in a really, really good way, where I could tell that they were interested in me, or I could tell that they wanted to talk more, but they took it pretty well that I was not interested in that. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's not the end of the world. Those are the people who always nail the sort of like cold, open, dry introduction of a stranger. They never make a comment on what I look like. So that's it. I think like maybe a shortcut to try to have casual social interactions with strangers is to talk with them, but don't ever make a comment on what they look like, because for a lot of women it can trigger the persistent negative thought that, oh, so the only thing that you're interested in is my body, which like some guys are that way. And we don't want to assume that you are. So don't even give us like even a shred of evidence to that, okay? It might be a little bit better. Who knows? Thank you, Viner. Thank you. And welcome, Danny. Danny is... Oh, sorry. Dennis Cries Live? Dennis. Or Danny is Cries Live. I don't know. Why can't boys leave girls alone? I see them all the time and I think they're cute, but it's not how I decide and really fancy them. It's, you know what? Because some guys just cannot help themselves. And that's just the truth. Some guys just can't help themselves. It is like a physical reflex that they can't control. When they see somebody, when they see an opportunity for a connection, they can't help it. But that's exactly what it is. Which means we don't have to disparage these guys. They're not gross, nasty, awful. I don't even know, Ranger, if I would say that those guys are like desperate and ignorant. A lot of them just are lonely, which is to say desperate, yes, lonely, and holy shit. I mean, all we have to learn from is like what the media gives us. I've had plenty of practice being a gentleman, but I've replaced 80% women. Oh my gosh. I know this is crazy. I usually get along better with guys who work in female-dominated industries for whatever reason.